Happy Saturday, Mr. Shu. I hope you are doing awesome. I haven't made a video in so long. I haven't written a blog post in so long. And I was like, I don't want to retire from blogging. And I definitely don't want to retire from our videos. So I'm back, Mr. Shu. I'm going to try to do one of these every week. Every other week at least, just to hold myself accountable. And I miss talking to you through these things. I know we're both very busy. So happy Saturday, Mr. Shu. I have some books that I want to talk about. I love this book, Mr. Shu, The Hate U Give. I can't remember if you read this or if you were reading this. Is it backwards? I do the phone flipped camera thing, so it looks backwards. So if you can read backwards. I love this book, Mr. Shu. I cried. I was moved. My brain hurt from thinking so hard. This is a must-read book inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement. Everyone should read this book. A young adult book. So if you teach third grade like me, don't read it to your kids or anything. But read this book. It's fantastic. 5 stars. I loved it. The book I am currently reading aloud to my third graders, Mr. Jonathan Schumacher, is this book, The One and Only Ivan. Kind of the book that I think of more than any other book when I think of our friendship. The shiny sticker. I love this book. My kids are loving it. I've shared this with every class I've had since it came out, and it never gets old. Like, I never tire of reading this book aloud to my students. We are on the part. We are on. I don't want to give anything away if anyone hasn't read it, but we are on the part where Julia just brought in finger paints, and Ivan did a little finger painting, and he first stuck his finger in the paint and then did his paw print. Yeah, it's such a good book. We love it. The conversation is so rich and so alive. Oh, I love this book. I'm currently reading myself, Mr. Shu, a couple of books, one book at home and one book at school, because I'm having a hard time remembering anything because I have 5 kids at home now and it's just crazy. But the book I'm reading here at school, I try to read it a few minutes each day at lunch or something when I have some extra time, is Lucky Broken Girl. I love it. I'm on page 191 of about 230. It's awesome, Mr. Shu. I think you read this book and you told me you really liked it, but I love it. Ruthie is new to America, and she was in a terrible accident, and left her in a body cast. And just crazy to hear her immigration story, crazy to think about what it would have been like for her to live like that in a cast. I think the part that was most heartbreaking for me, Mr. Shu, was that she thought of herself in the dumb class, and she was put in a class with all of the dumb kids, and because she had a hard time speaking English, and it was so weird. Like, to get out of the dumb class, she had to. The teacher gave her like a spelling word, and if she could spell it right, she could get out of the class. Just heartbreaking to think about kids thinking of themselves as not being smart. But I love this book. I have a stack of books that I am going to read, Mr. Shu, if everything can go according to plan. You see them right here. Doo-doo-doo. The Gauntlet is a book that I really want to read. I actually started reading it, and this keeps happening to me. I'll start reading a book and then I'll lose it. I misplaced it, couldn't find it, but I found it here in my classroom, and I'm going to read this very soon. The author is coming to Nerd Camp. I'm super excited to meet her and to hear her story. I can't wait to read this book. Another Nerd Camp author, I love Miss Star Rose's books, and I'm excited to read this one. I just adored Maybe, so I'm really excited to read this one. Can't wait. Trying to read more YA this year, Mr. Shu. I know a lot of people have been reading this book, and it's got blurbs on the back from Rita Williams Garcia, Laura Ruby, and Jason Reynolds, so I'm guessing it's pretty fantastic. Man, that cover is just inviting, so I'll get out. Another Nerd Camp author, I'm excited to read Jen Bishop's next book. I love The Distance to Home, and I'm really looking forward to reading this book. It looks kind of eerie, doesn't it? 14 Hollow Road. Ooh. Can't wait to read it. It starts the night of the 6th grade dance. I'm looking forward to reading that one. I believe you've read this one too, Mr. Shu. Another amazing cover. Looking forward to reading Piecing Me Together. I don't know anything about this book, but I'm really excited to read it. It looks fantastic. Jason Reynolds and Jacqueline Woodson blurbed it on the backs. I love blurbs. I know nothing about this next book, but it was just in my cupboard, and I just love the cover. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, I have so many questions. Mr. Shu, sorry for the 5-minute video. Miss you, man. Looking forward to seeing you in South Carolina this month. 3 weeks. It'll be fun, Mr. Shu. I can't wait. Have a wonderful day and happy reading.